Hey everybody, welcome back to DeHaven Family Farm. Today we're going to start a short video series. They won't probably be right in a row, but this will be part one of a barn remodeling project that we're going to do. So behind me is the barn that we normally use for pumpkin sales. We keep a few animals over here from time to time, but we're going to be converting this barn into a barn that'll be used pretty much full time. So let me spin you around here. So this is the barn we're talking about. It is a two-story. There's a hayloft, upstairs, doors on each end of the building, and you can see there's various doors going down the side of the building. There's some different rooms, different animal pens divided there. It's cold out this morning here. But so we have this lean-to here. My screen, there we go. We have this lean-to here. That we put on so that when we, sorry, the sun. I'm trying to get a shot of the lean-to without the sun, but that ain't gonna work, is it? Well, we'll just come back here. So we put this on so that way when we were feeding animals from room to room, if it was raining or crappy out, we didn't have to be in the weather. But what we've decided to do is actually enclose this lean-to. So the lean-to is 48 feet long, and I don't remember what the dimension down here is. I think it's close to, it's either 8 or 10 feet, something like that. I don't remember what it is. So we're going to enclose this, and we're going to put some animal pens, some birthing pens down along the side, and then over here next to the barn wall will be just a walkway to get through. So we have to construct all the walls and things for this. We have, we're going to reuse some of the doors, but basically we're going to be recycling, the pigs are hungry behind me. We're going to be recycling a lot of products from around the farm, a lot of wood. We have some windows left over from a project. We're going to reuse some of these doors, but we're going to scrounge up a bunch of wood and stuff from projects that we had already done and don't use or don't need anymore. So hopefully this won't end up costing much money. We'll put in some windows along the sides here. And here we'll take a walk down this way. We have a frost-free hydrant here, and we have some outlets for the outside, but there's also some outlets and things on the inside. So this was our store that we used for pumpkin sales right here, our counter. That was one of our games there. You could milk a cow. So all this is going to be cleaned out, and this room is going to become a goat room, where after the goats are born and everybody's doing good for a couple days out in a birthing pen, they're going to come in this main room and they'll all be able to hang out together. So this is a pretty good sized room, and there is 2 exits, one big door, and there's a small door behind the counter that exit out to the back, where there's going to be play areas and things for the goats, to be able to play and whatnot before they go home. So we have quite a project ahead of us. Today we're working on cleaning out this room, and we're working on starting to scavenge those materials from around the farm and get them located in this room so they don't get snowed on. So I'll show you the progress a little bit later on. Okay, so we're starting to get some materials rounded up here. These are made of 2x6s, and what this is, we used to grow a lot in the greenhouse, and you can kind of see they've been sitting in the edge of the woods there. This is a metal screen on top. We used to grow a lot of stuff in the greenhouse, and we started to have trouble with mice eating the seeds before the stuff could germinate. So we made these boxes so that the seed trays fit just perfectly nice and tight in here. You'd slide that down over a bunch of seed trays and the mice couldn't get them. Well, they've been sitting around a couple of years, and we start our seeds a little differently now, so we don't need these anymore. There is 8 of them, so there's at least 16 good studs for framing here, plus some shorter little pieces this size here. I think that's a little over 2 foot that we can use like for blocking and stuff for the walls. So that's one thing. Another thing that we're going to use is you can see over there a wooden bench, and basically that's constructed out of 2 big cherry logs, and there's 2 2x12s screwed to the top, and that makes a bench. We have 6 of those all together that we don't need anymore, so we're going to take the 2 2x12s off the top. Those are 8 foot long, and so we'll have those 2 2x12s that we can rip in half if we want to make 2x6s, or we could leave them 2x12s or whatever size we might need. And then the bottoms, of course, we'll just use for firewood. That's some nice cherry that's dried out. We've had those benches a couple years now, and they've been sitting out, so the cherries dried out pretty good. So that's 2 of the places that we're getting some wood. We're going to have to frame out each of these sections here. Basically, the wall is going to come right to the outside here, and then we're going to get T111 to go on the front so it matches the rest of the barn. And okay, it's the next day. Things got kind of dark and late yesterday. We were taking stuff apart, so here's a pile of wood that we have together, a bunch of 2x6s, 2x8s, 2x4s. There's a bunch of 2x12s we can rip in half, some pressure treated ones for, oops, there we go, for the sill plate on the wall. Of course, our windows are in here, and we also have some 1-inch board that I cut on the sawmill. I was going to use for a different project and decided not to. This does have a live edge on it. I was saving it specifically for that other project, but we can just take the table saw and rip that live edge off and actually use this pile as some interior finishing boards. But you can see the other pile of stuff is gone. That all got taken apart. So we're making good progress here. This is just step 1, kind of the first part of this video, just sort of the prep. We also have our tension fabric building, the green one that, if anybody saw the video where the cover ripped down the center. The cover's still ripped, by the way. I haven't done anything with that yet. But that building, originally when I did it, we put 1-inch foam board. There were 4x8 sheets of 1-inch foam board on the inside of that building so we could heat it. That was originally our main garage that we had before we built the one that's over here. So I'm going to reuse the frame of that building, but I don't need the insulation. So all of that 1-inch foam board, there's, I don't know how many sheets are down there. The building's 52 feet long by 15 foot tall, so there's lots of it. We're going to be able to use on this addition out here. And we're not planning on heating that out there, but we want to just kind of stop the chill. You know, if we have goats giving birth in there, which is what that's going to be designed for, it's just going to help keep the chill out. You know, the goats will be able to kind of heat the space up a little bit and just keep it comfortable. So that's what we're going to use that for. There's also a floor in that building. There's 4x4s and plywood, just like sort of an Amish shed type style floor in there. And I'm not going to need that floor either. So if I need any materials from that, plywood, 4x4s, we're going to be able to take those and reuse them up here as well. So far, if I hadn't said it in the video yesterday, which you're seeing at the beginning of this, like 2 minutes ago, I will have to buy T111 sheets to do the outside because I want it to match this barn here. And we're going to buy some rubber stall mats. I did get a discount coupon from Tractor Supply in my email the other day, so we're going to use that to buy the stall mats. But for the most part, we're able to recycle everything for this project. So anyway, that's just part 1, just kind of a quick overview and what we're doing to save some money to get the project done. There's going to be I don't know how many parts to the project. I'm not going to drag it out forever, but I'll show you the building process as we go. So again, this is just part 1. Stay tuned for the rest of the building process. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those videos. Yes, I have a weird glove on because it is colder today than yesterday. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for me, please. Shoot me a comment down below, and I will catch you guys on the next video. And as always, thanks for watching.